Hello everyone, welcome to today's Magic of Food episode. Um, First of all, this is your host Rony Mazumder. I have Sudipta and Rony with me. How are you doing, Sudipta?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. So we're going to kick off this episode with uh, what happened with Christian Eriksen. Um, So, in case anybody doesn't know, Christian Eriksen collapsed around 42nd minute of their first game of Denmark versus Finland, and then it was quite a nervy moment for everyone around the field, and it took quite a while for uh, the medics uh, to go there and basically treat him. And then there was a long pause, and everybody was thinking about the worst case. And gladly, he's okay after he's been taken to the hospital in Copenhagen. Uh, did you watch that game live, or did you catch up later?
I actually watched from the second half. I wasn't actually available in the first half,
Right.
and when I saw this, and there were also like in the commentary box, they were talking about this continuation of this match, and also like there were some clips like Kasper Schmeichel was like crying. Um, Almost like they were playing since their kid like together. So it was a emotional moment for the whole team and also like the whole world actually. Like we had this. We I guess we haven't had this sort of event any like in any major tournaments for a while. I don't know. I don't recall actually.
Not that I can remember as well. But I was seeing that live, and yeah, it was for first few moments. I thought, if I have missed anything, and then realized, the moment that I think some Denmark players were around, and also the Finnish players, and I must give credit to the referee as well, because those moments were huge. If there was like a few seconds here and there, he could have. The doctor was basically saved today. The Danish, I think the official Danish team sports doctor was saying that he was actually gone. They were lucky to rescue him and provide a CPR. But what I want to talk about, I mean, he had cardiac arrest, and his family was there. Everyone was there, and that's the other part. There was a bit of telecasting going on, and I believe the Danish players, or someone, have formed a human wall to have that privacy of a treatment of him. And there was lots of emotion was boiling. Lots of players were crying literally. Even the Finnish players were, just awe struck, as well as I remember of David Blind, of Dutch player. He had some issues with heart disease and cardiac arrest. I do remember David Astori, the Fiorentina captain, who passed away, only aged 31,
Yeah.
before the game in Syria. But this incident was truly horrific and truly shocking, and that puts everything else in the, what should I say, and not really necessary as long as someone's health is in danger. And there were a lot of questions were raised regarding the telecasting of the footages. Was it morally right for the telecast companies and the cameramen to zoom in? And I understand that's a very human kind of approach to see what happened, probably first shooting. But once the medics were there, I thought they should have just stopped shooting that. Or, I mean, there was footage taken from far, but still it was trying to focus on Eriksen, and I thought that was a bit distasteful. We can talk a little bit more about that, but yeah, you're absolutely correct. I haven't seen anything like that in any kind of major tournament or any major events such as this, and as popular player as Christian Eriksen is.
Actually, I would say like football is a contact sports. Like anything bad, we can see there is a possibility to see it. But what happened to Ericsson, and it's like way different. And also like there's this thing, like football is also a game for everyone. Like little children, like have their stars poster on their walls and grow up to play like him or stuff like this. So they are also watching this. So like it's I don't know, like it seemed a little bit morally conflicted to like zoom in, or like we don't know what's going on there. And I think that like they should actually realize that the intensity of this event. And
Yeah, I totally agree on that. I could agree for first minute or 2 minute not understanding what's happening, but after that they should have just stopped, zooming.
yeah, exactly. And it's not that like they're not learning what's going on there, because they're already there and everyone talks. And yeah, then nowadays there isn't that much fan around the gallery. So like even like you can actually listen to like if you know that language, if you can actually listen to what the players are saying to each other. So yeah, it was actually horrible event. Like I have never seen this in my
No,
entire life.
no, I was
At all.
I was scared from my core. I was actually refreshing my Twitter handle just to see update if there is any what just happened. I couldn't believe that was happening. He had quite an influence before that particular moment. He had quite an influence of putting some crosses, taking some long range shots and stuff like that. And since
Actually, he's one of their key players. Like
yeah,
one, if I
he's probably the
yeah,
most
if I am
influential.
correct, like he's the most how can I say, like um uh, he was the most like the best performer in that pitch on that day actually. So it was unbelievable. Like it was also like quite shocking to see him collapse. And there is another thing, like so many things going on, like rumors like he passes away or stuff like this. And um, it was like it was hard to like follow those news, like so yeah, like when I saw that event, like like I came to learn about this event, then I only just started following. I didn't follow, like normally I don't use social media that much. I just was refreshing gold.com pages and stuff like this. And like major broadcast channels, the channels who have like live commentary and stuff like this. So I was actually relying on that, and
Yeah. Also, I kind of hate to say this, but we sometimes forget that these players, these professional footballers, especially given the COVID pandemic, they didn't have much recovery time or rest.
exactly,
Or they were playing. There's a the season started. I mean, obviously that the first season that impacted COVID 1920 was crammed a little bit later, and then all of a sudden the 2021 season started. The players didn't have, they had to compete at all front. Just because they're getting paid doesn't make them non-human. They're still human. They need recovery time, and I'm just first of all, I'm glad that Eriksen is alive and with us. Uh, but I doubt that if we might have seen the very last of a very good footballer on the field. I mean, he could be back, makes no mistake, and he can probably perform again. But we're talking too early, and there's Daily Blind's example. He was never the same player.
yeah,
Even Iker Casillas had a cardiac arrest issue, if I remember correctly, when he was skipping for Porto. But we might have seen the very last of the very peak Christian Eriksen, and the Players Association. I mean, I understand that the show must go on, and they're entertainers, professional footballers. But if there is a summer, and every time there's a national competition that has to go on, say for example this time around Euro, which was postponed from 2021. I realize that they haven't actually changed the tag 2020. It's now Euro 2020. And at the same time, there's Asian Cup is going on, and Asian World Cup qualifier was held just before. There's the North American qualifier going on, World Cup qualifier going on, and there's the Cup going on, and Copa America and World Cup qualifier going on in South America as well. So there's a little breathing period for these professional footballers to motivate themselves to play every second, third day. And if they cannot perform with the national teams, there will be criticism always. And I'll go back to Robert Lewandowski's that comment that I talked about last week, that people forget they're human too. And glad Eriksen is alive and kicking, and hopefully he lives with us for long. But I just don't know what kind of scar that would have. And obviously, Danish players, especially, I know Simon Kjær, the captain, couldn't play. He had to be substituted, and there was a lot of emotional roller coaster. But we're talking about moral and ethics. We're dealing with one, broadcasting. What should be broadcasted to the people, and if broadcasters leave the players when they're getting treated, there should be privacy of that. And also from players' union and players' association should have more kind of power to look after the players' well-being. And because it's such a tricky thing to get the CPR in a certain period of time, and medics takes quite a few seconds, and those each seconds are very vital for either making it or not making it. I was almost thinking it might not be a bad idea for the players to have a bit of first aid training, so they can attend right away to their colleagues, um, in case there's.
Well, actually, it's at the end, it's the call for the from the referees, call from the um, uh, medics of the team, and I don't know if the players can make those decisions.
No,
Like,
players cannot. But what I'm
but
what I'm thinking from safety point of view, if someone is working in the mining industry or forest industry or any kind of industry that has a high risk, normally people are going to their high risk environment, has those sort of trainings so they can save their colleagues if needed. So that's what it just came into my mind in case certain stadiums has certain length to cover for medics, and sometimes it's probably I don't know why they have to run, not have a golf cart or something to just go there, because each second counts at that point of time, and that's what commentators were talking about. That each second counts, and most of us were kind of wondering, if it's been too late for in his case. It was very narrow, to be honest.
well, that's a how can I say, probably some, well, that's another argument actually, but I don't know. Still, like I would rely more on medic because,
No, fair
like,
enough.
yeah,
Fair enough. I'm just pondering if there is a situation that needs immediate, like right away attention. Not be a bad idea just to have some basic first aid training done by the players themselves, so they can help each other while the medics comes in. At least just to make sure that the positions of the person, breathing positions are right and stuff like that, and the pulse is going on while medics can take over, something like that. But yeah, that's a different argument. But you're absolutely correct about there is some morality regarding what can be broadcasted and what cannot be, and also. Um,
I really like actually like to thank the Finnish team how they react after the goal because the goal happened because of the goalkeepers. It was a goalkeeper's mistake. It's
yeah,
not that hard to like he didn't have to stretch much.
yeah, it should have
So,
been
but
saved. Yeah,
yeah, and then goalkeepers at his level he should have actually catch that ball. But it's understandable like what is the like what they were going through and how the Finnish team reacted about this incident. So I would really like to thank them and also like the whole in the end it's like players or not or someone else like their colleague like they are played for different teams or probably in different clubs or probably in different nations so but in the end he's also a footballer and
yeah.
how they reacted it was quite um, 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 how can I say it was the perfect reaction actually.
Yeah, no,
I couldn't imagine much better.
I totally agree. It was it's been praiseworthy how crowd and how the Finnish crowd have cheered, saying Christian, and the Danish crowd was saying Eriksen. So it was beautiful to see the human side of the game. But yeah, the whole incident is sad, and it definitely raises question about what can be broadcasted, and is it is it ethical just because some players uh, get millions of dollars, to ask them to play every 3 days for just a long period of time. Because
Exactly.
because if they're even healthy, they're athletes. They're on the nutrition plan. They're on the diet. They're doing trainings and recoveries and stuff like that. And still, things can happen, and they're not um, above the health hazards that other people's are succumb to.
Exactly, and also like nowadays, like it's in past 10 years since the World Cup 2010, football has become more intense. Like you wouldn't find any space, like even like teams from FIFA ranking 90, they wouldn't actually give you space to
Yeah,
the um, number ones. So like, and also like it has become more physical. Players are like physically more able than ever, I would say. And the thing is that like humans has some limitations. Like cannot go grow after some point. You have to stop or something like this. You have limitations, and those players are doing their ultimate um, professionalism, or like showing their ultimate professionalism, or to like prepare themselves for every game before every matches. So it's a it like the things for example, I when today in the England match I saw players like Bellingham got hit in the head by a Croatian defender, probably Vida. So I was actually scared like after Christian Eriksen's incident,
yeah.
because
No,
like
I totally understand. I was watching that.
Bellingham is only like 17, so I was actually scared about him. Like, well, but there, yeah, he recovered quite well, and it wasn't a bad contact. But still, like since last 10 years, football has gone in way different level. Teams are like really close, like physically at least they're
Yeah,
really close.
like anybody can get into the gym. Anybody can train hard in the gym.
Yeah,
They can prepare and they can
yeah,
close the
exactly.
spaces. They can sit back. What we call it.
Yes,
So
and also like
all good.
everyone knows like what to eat, what
Yeah,
to do, what to put in their diet, and even like teams like Barcelona, they introduced something like DNA engineering, like they analyze players' DNA, and like they calculated like what sort of metabolism they have or stuff like this, and it's like going, it's a
it's going into
different level
very
of, yeah,
microatomic level. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So the thing I was saying, like also like we have to think about the intensity of match. Everyone is like, well, yeah, football would be much more interesting if like now 32 nations are playing um, with the World Cup. It would be better if 50 nations can play. Well, 50 if the 50 nations play, there will be like 10 matches, 10 more matches
Yeah.
at least. So like what would happen to this player? Like they could play like 10 games in the group stage, then quarterfinal, semi-final, second round, fifth round. I don't know, like how long will it go?
Yeah.
Like
True.
it's like it doesn't actually make sense. Like number of matches doesn't actually how can I say, improve the quality of football. For example, like if I like it was kind of an inside joke with one of my friends. Like if you don't have like if you cannot sleep at night, watch Euro 2016. So it was something like this. So. like the quality of matches won't actually depend on the number of matches.
No,
Like,
the quality and quantity has to be different.
yeah,
And yeah, no, even the 2018 World Cup, I don't remember very good matches happened on that frequently. It was very far and few between, or few and far between, I should say. You're absolutely spot on. The more teams mean more matches, and that doesn't really necessarily mean a good competition. Um, because nowadays, ranked 128 or 148 team knows how to park the bus. They'll park the bus. All they want is a draw, nothing else, and they're happy
exactly.
to be part of that or being being part of that game. So yeah, it has been mechanized a lot. There's a lot of lots of as you say, there's microatomic or micronuclear sort of analysis has been done. What is the metabolism rate and stuff like that. But still, shouldn't be forgetting that we're talking about human beings, human athletes who want to win definitely, and probably loves playing. That's why they're professional players, but still they're human beings, and things happens, such as Netherland, Iker Casillas, or David Astori. These are all recent, and a lot more people I know have passed away on the field. Anyway, glad that Eriksen is still there, and there is always going to be more question on broadcasting, especially with the footage and with the social media being there. Anyone can take any footage from anywhere and just spread it over. I don't know about we should be talking about those things that everybody should have that privacy. If you want to capture those moments and spread it, if that is actually all right. I personally don't believe that is all right. But once it's up to the public sphere, and you can get lots of people interpreting different ways. I haven't seen any bad comments or any bad things, but still, it shouldn't be shared. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, talking about Eriksen, we'd probably move away from here and start to talking about some of the games that have happened with Euros. How many games you have seen, or what was the major game or major any kind of any team that impressed you so far, or any game that has really fascinated you, something like that?
Well, at first I would say something about like the Italian team, the first match. Um, well, they played quite well, and at one point I was thinking about like when they were missing chances, like half chances and stuff like this. But then they came, like they recovered from that and they scored 3 goals, and like they completed a perfect match after like making a clean sheet. And the thing is that like when Italian team was playing, it was kind of expected. Like um, uh, we were talking about those in our last meeting. We were actually talking about those moves, like from those central midfielders to the wingers and stuff. Like they exploited those space. Also, um, the left back. What was the guy? Actually forgot his name.
Spinazzola?
Yeah, Spinazzola. Yeah, sorry. So
no,
like
that's
that
fine.
guy,
Uh,
yeah, that guy actually like impressed me a lot. Like yeah, since Kellini, yeah, they have found someone like reliable on the left, and it's been a while actually. I have seen someone playing like from at least from Italy playing like this, um, and yeah, like he was kind of
ex-
everywhere and
Excuse me. I shared the whiteboard with you in case you wanna
yeah,
look
sure,
into.
no problem.
Yeah, talking about Spinazzola, I'm not really surprised because I've seen enough of him in Roma. At times he does that a little. I mean, what should I say? When he does well, it looks pretty good. Some days he overdone it, and I hope, especially for Roma, that's what I've seen. But he was doing very well. Um, I thought Italy was playing as we said. They're very good in transition.
Yeah.
The passing looked to the point. And you could always see that if anyone was scoring, that was Italy. I had a little bit of suspicion with Turkey. I expected a little more, although their striker is as old, almost as old as Bonucci and Chiellini. Ilsam, and then the main guy was Çalhanoğlu. Tried to find, he was almost playing as second striker, but wasn't really getting much service. Especially in the first half, I thought it was more tighter. Second half was not as tight as I expected from Turkey. I thought they got a little bit of, complacent, and it started to click for Italy in the midfield because you can see, they have taken the whole of midfield. Those three midfielders.
What actually impressed me about Spinazzola is like how can I say, he actually provided, like he was kind of like an extra midfielder,
Exactly.
like a creative midfielder, like those passes and moves and stuff like this. And
And if you if you
it
see the
was
other
actually,
side, Florenzi,
yeah.
he's actually a
Florenzi,
winger.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. Like, but Florenzi wasn't surprised me because he was
yeah,
kind of in form player.
yeah,
But I was actually a bit doubtful about this
Spinazzola.
left back. Yeah, like this was kind of their weak point. Because when I was watching the matches before, like qualifiers or Nations League matches, and yeah, it was kind of their weak points. And yeah, like they, like except for this thing, they have done what they are doing
Yeah,
last 2 years, and it was. And the thing is that about Italy and teams like this, they were unbeaten for like 25 matches,
yeah. It's actually
and
28 right now, probably, if I'm not
28. Okay.
mistaken.
Okay, so like most of the like over 20 matches they won,
Yeah,
and like fair and share, and also like it's like really hard to score against them, and also like those midfielders, they can like run all 90 minutes all the time.
yeah,
Like it's unbelievable. Like it's like the energy, the vertical movements of the ball, and to the wingers, like from like right central midfielder to the wingers, left wingers, or the central midfielder to the right wingers. Those the like diagonal passes and stuff. It actually opens up it was actually too much for Turkey. Like
yeah. No,
to be fair.
I totally agree. But still, I felt a little bit underwhelmed by Turkey because I was expecting a little bit more from them because Turkey, whatever I've seen from the World Cup qualifying, they were a little bit better in terms of pressing. Uh, and obviously, Spinazzola probably made a little bit of difference there, especially when he was overlapping up and coming back down into the midfield area to support the midfielders. So Jorginho was getting a lot more time on the ball. He
Exactly.
And when Jorginho got a little bit of more time, that makes a lot more difference to the attack. He can thread this.
And also like his passes from that side to the midfielders and to the wingers, especially those diagonal passes. I really like those passes. You can actually like block a team with like two lines of defense or three lines of defense. But like you can hug the pass and like stand over there. But actually, the two three things that actually break any sort of defense is like one twos and like those diagonal passes and or some like visionary midfielder, something like this.
Do you what I want to ask? I totally, we kind of expected this kind of performance from Italy, and especially under Mancini, because he tried 160 players.
Yeah.
Well, COVID was a big reason, because they had to play one team with totally different squad, and I remember two matches like that. But big credit to him for consolidating the team and bring some fresh bloods and ideas, and just going strength by strength. And I looked at the bench and it looked formidable. I mean, there are teams that has 11 players who are very good, but then from bench that's not as good. But they had very good variety on the bench too, and they look good. But that's what we kind of said in the last weeks, because we kind of expect Italy to go a little bit farther down. People were not taking them seriously, some people at least. But I guess after that Turkey game, I think people were taking some notes, and the reason, when your major striker got the first goal in the first day of the tournament, that's a good sign as well. But what I am a little bit, I should ask you, do you see any kind of weak points, weak links in this Italy side? Especially, say for example, when they're kind of playing someone like Portugal or France or something like that.
They obviously they have aging defense, so that would be a problem. Could be, I don't know.
If you remember, there's a run from Cengiz there. And
yes, exactly.
It was Spinazzola actually, scrambling back and covered his shot. I was thinking about that. Once if you have that high lineup, and one of Chiellini or Bonucci is getting caught against the
exactly.
Say for example Mbappe.
Yeah, it was a perfect example. For example, they weren't actually playing in all the time like high defense or low defense. They're shifting in between. But the thing is that when you go to shift higher and stuff like this, or try to press the opponent, so then that would be their actually the weak points.
Actually, Chiellini was the most completed passer on that game against Turkey.
Yeah, Chiellini, Bonucci, both are like really good on their feet, and in any other day they can actually how can I say, they are also good in air.
Yeah.
So
and knows all the tricks.
Yeah, no, they're playing for years. I guess they are the the oldest one in the team.
Yeah.
So they actually shouldn't play high defense with this aging defender.
Or have someone who has space.
Or yeah, obviously, but also Chiellini came from injury. I guess he was injured for a while.
Bonucci.
And it wasn't Chiellini or Bonucci.
I think it was Bonucci who was injured at the very late stage of the Syria. But I could be wrong too. It could be Chiellini too.
I actually forgot.
I did watch mostly the Juventus game.
Okay, yeah, I actually watched Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. they had
But they still have like good defenders in the
yeah,
bench. Like
Acerbi, Toloi, all of
yeah,
them.
Tarvi, yeah.
Um, so yeah, definitely it would be interesting to see Italy how they can manage. But I like Mancini a lot. Um, I actually think he has done fantastic work for last couple years or more. He tried and he got into an idea, and he's very pragmatic. That makes him uh,
Also, he actually didn't stuck with one types of
you know
playing system.
yeah.
So
We all know
and
what happened with Arrigo Sacchi when
yeah,
he put scheme before his players and left Roberto Baggio in Italy when Baggio should have been playing. And Euro 1996 was disaster for Italy. Del Piero was playing in the left flank where he shouldn't have been playing, but that was Sacchi. Yeah, so from that point of view, Mancini is very someone who has a mix of he's always astute with his defensive lines and stuff like that, very solid. But after I think managing that Manchester City, I think he gained a lot of confidence and a lot of experience about some of the attacking footballs that City team has played under him. And I think he's a very someone who has good man-to-man managerial experience as well, and he would do very well for long term if he stays there in Italy's job.
also like what I like most about Mancini is that like he gave some sort of freedom to the central striker. He knows that like that guy should that guy would actually kill the game for him.
Yeah.
So he gave some sort of freedom to that striker to move a little bit. And also like when we see that the combination between Immobile and
Insigne, yeah.
Insigne and like they were like yeah, they were stretching the defense like
And Immobile
um,
always likes to run quite a bit. I mean, from different
yeah,
directions, and
exactly, like and also like yeah, he got that freedom in like, and also like it's the best thing for them that he scored in the game. And
because sometimes
yeah, it would actually
he could be in a lack of confidence, and then it starts to show he looks a little bit less confident, and that can
yeah,
be
he
a
would be
problem.
much more relevant. That
Yeah.
way he moved actually the whole match. Like yeah, he deserved to
No,
score at
I
least
thought
one.
it was very intelligent of Mancini to let Immobile does what he does for Lazio, and he's
Yeah,
been very effective for Lazio for the last 3-4 seasons. Scored a bunch of goals, but now the question is if he can replicate that in the national team setup, and I think there's a very good chance of that. Moving away from the Italy, any other game or any other team that you want to probably mention?
well, like always, I would bring up my disappointment from today. Like when I saw, yeah, from the English match, when I saw Kyle Walker like messing around passes today, it was like horrible to see. Like it's like, yeah, I can in my head like it's there are two players from Man City, two players from other like side. It was always why would it always like this? Like with the English team,
Like
why couldn't
you're
be
talking
there? They
about
just
yeah,
be the
this
English
camp to
team.
camp, yeah.
Yeah, like this thing, like there was a pass in like 30 minutes. I was actually marked that thing like in my notepad, and yeah, he was actually like passing the ball in the mid towards the other wing back, Trippier, and he wasn't even there.
I was a
So
little
also,
surprised with Trippier being played on the left side, but he can play that one.
oh well, he can actually play, and actually he played quite well.
Yeah.
But the one player actually impressed me a lot. Obviously Kelvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, nobody knows him, and now he's like, for me, like it wouldn't be like although he played only like 8 or 9 matches for England,
Yeah.
but we can actually see a future captain in him, like
Yeah.
the guy who is managing the
Yeah,
team.
exactly.
Like
He's seems as a
he was everywhere
leader.
physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was like physically everywhere, like making sure like things that was going wrong. He was actually like picking up the bits and pieces from the other players and trying to create something. And he actually was the architect behind the goal.
Yeah. I
And
must say
also
that
like
I haven't seen that game live, but I
okay,
catch up. It was going pretty early, and I saw highlights, and I saw the Croatian team, and they look a little nervous at times, and they are not as having that cutting edge with Rakitic is not being there. I see Kovacic is being put there, but except that Modric, there is not much creativity on that midfield.
no, there wasn't actually
And
like
also
in
the
first if
team, when there's a game management, they just try to pass it to Modric and whatever he can do.
yeah, exactly. And also like the striker was like he was
Rebic.
catching up on the offside. Yeah,
He has that
Rebic, he
problem. Yeah,
wasn't
for I've seen
actually
it.
on the places like stretching the defense or the moves. Like he didn't actually move like a striker. And also like sometimes Perisic found himself like in a alone, all alone in the corner of some Croatian, sorry, English defense or something like this. But there it goes like Kelvin Phillips when like in first 20 minutes Croatia didn't have any like chances, like English team played like really well, but they also like disappointed me except for some players. The thing is that like I expected more. I knew that like Croatia is not the same team from 2018. The players were aging, and Modric was the only one kind of like he
And
was doing
he's not
try.
chicken spring too. He's 35. He's still
Yeah,
probably the best player.
yeah, still probably the best player, even in the pitch, probably. But the thing is that like I was expecting more from some players,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a unusual combination in the defense with John Stones lining up with Minks because of
Yeah,
the
that's what.
Harry Maguire's.
Exactly.
It,
I wasn't expecting that too.
yeah, it is because of the injury he was having. So, but I guess Minks did quite jobs, and also like Stones wasn't actually like the actually he didn't have these threats at all, like those threats that he faced with City, but he didn't actually face them. So Croatia didn't actually tested the defense much more.
There's been
But
long range efforts. That's what I
yeah,
saw.
there are some long range efforts, but except for that, it wasn't a equal game or something like this. But thing is that like thing about England, I will say like they're still like the yeah, like two Man City players playing with three Liverpool players with some other players. There weren't like this combination. Like at one point, it kind of felt like they were just playing the like passing the ball with like white shirts and trying to look around. Like they weren't like they don't know, like they weren't
It
that
shows that they're
organized.
not really used to play together. It shows.
Yes, exactly. And also like there were some impressive moves from Sterling actually. He wasn't in the in for player even like yeah, in some papers they are saying like Southgate probably won't go with him in the first 11. but he still trusted him. And thing is that like Croatian defense is not lined up as a like a back four. They weren't actually like lined up together. So like he actually stressed those defense like with the Hurricane was dropping in, so it created some space between the line and also like behind the line. And actually Sterling was made some runs in the first half of the game, and it was quite impressive. It makes Croatian defense more confused and stuff like this. And when Calvin Phillips go through the heart of the defense and passes the ball, and there weren't actually like nothing much to do just to finish the game. So yeah, that's what he did. Like fortunately, like he missed some chances also. Also, he almost set up Phil Foden in the first half. Foden actually, yeah, played what like it was expected from him. Although he was playing in the right wing, so probably it will take some time to adjust. But we saw him playing in the right for City, so maybe. And the thing is that Mason Mount, he should have run. He actually ran more for Chelsea in the Premier Leagues and in the Champions League, but he made some runs, but he wasn't Mason Mount, we know.
Yeah,
So there
I
could be
believe the tactical switch. Right now, he has quite a bit of fixed sort of place to move under England team. The role is demands him kind of more fixed movement because in Chelsea, it's been very fluid with Warner coming and going. And if there is Kai Havertz or Hakimi, uh, their movements, he can always adjust to that. He always goes outside and comes back in and goes outside again. And I don't think it's he's probably told not to go to the area of, say, for example, Sterling or Kane was making the run or something like that. Or he
actually
was adjusting to that.
actually you were right actually. Like when he played for Chelsea, Werner has a tendency to like explore the space behind the defenders, and Harry Kane has a tendency to drop in.
Drop
Like
in.
he played like a 9.5 or something like this.
And that's why I
So
always thought
so he could have actually
not
like explored those play. Like when he drops in, he should have actually like moved a little bit vertically more. Like in
right.
Chelsea, he moved like diagonally,
Right.
and
So
but
he's
it
probably
should
more
be
aware of
much more
his
vertical.
space that he cannot move, so he doesn't block other players. And also, that's why I thought England probably has missed someone like Patrick Bamford. He
Yeah,
is someone who gives a very intelligent movement, and he is good goal scorer too. Very young lad, has height, can shoot with both feet, and very intelligent in terms of uh, connecting with other players and can hold the ball too. So I thought somehow they missed the trick, and they. I'm not saying Harry Kane shouldn't be starting, but there could be a plan B, and Bamford could be there, and it could have opened the gate for others such as Mount.
exactly. Yeah, it could be. And also like their 4-2-3-1 is not their like formation that Southgate was like comfortable like since the beginning. He was relying more on like back three,
Yeah.
but nowadays he has like more attacking players in form. So that's why probably he would like shifted into 4-2-3-1 formation. But still, it wasn't actually a perfect game against like the off form Croatia. We would actually expect more from the English team.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some weakness in the team. I don't know, like if they can actually exploit those weakness and make something out of it, or think about a plan B, like you said about Bamford, or even yeah, Calvert Lewin actually
Calvert-Lewin, yeah.
provide, yeah. So yeah, like
I
it
think
could
they
be
should,
possible. For me, it
or you
feels
know,
like
have,
if they went with like a 4-3-3 formation, it would be much more. Um,
or Harry Kane would actually like someone because he has changed over the years. Harry Kane's style of play.
yeah,
Now he's involved with the build-up of the attack. That might not be a bad idea to have another striker with him, just to create a little bit of space so he can come from deeper and make those runs. But again, there are a lot of balls to be played, and let's see how they do. Have you had the chance to watch the other game today that happens? Austria versus North Macedonia.
no,
No, it
not at
was
all.
probably
It was a bad timing for me.
yeah, exactly. I was it was good time for me. I just wake up and I was not expecting much, but it turned out to be quite a fun game. Very entertaining, both end to end, and I was actually cheering for North Macedonia just because they're the underdogs, and glad to see Goran Pandev scoring, the veteran, and I really
Actually, Austrian team is like how can I say, like 10 players from the Bundesliga.
yes,
They are playing. It's not like they're experienced enough to make something out of this tournament.
exactly, and they look like a team,
Yeah, exactly. And
and
they have been actually playing quite well. Even if you remember, they beat Germany a few years
yes,
ago.
yes, and trashed actually, not just bit trashed Germany. And this is a very
Well,
good
at the
looking
time,
team.
like, my roommate was Austrian, so it was fun for me to.
Okay, yeah, no. It's they're very good, and whatever I've seen from the movement and the passing, and especially, I feel bad for North Macedonia, and I apologize for my little bit of biasness towards them because they're just underdogs. I'll cheer for underdogs, but I don't believe they deserve that 3-1. It was a little bit harsh, but the second goal I think made all the difference, and it was the ball from David Alaba from the left hand side. It was not exactly cross. It was like put in the box, like 45-degree angle, and the defender really didn't follow up, and ended up the number 11, and he just poked in. Uh, and then
Well,
it was
it
2-1.
happens to the teams like that, like in their big tournament. It sometimes happens like that. They don't actually play this sort of tournament for a while.
Yes.
Oh.
And the next game was even more entertaining. I think the most entertaining.
I was like stunned by the Ukrainians. Like they actually like I told you about this Netherlands team. Like
Yes.
if you want to go wide and attack them, it's not possible. Like it's still not possible. Even it's like Ronald Koeman is not there. Frank de Boer was there, but still like it wasn't actually like quite possible because of the players, like they how they moved and they used to move, and they have this system. But still like the Dutch midfield actually a bit disappointed
Well,
today.
can I get back a little bit before this game? I thought the press conference of Frank de Boer was more. I mean, not more, not less funny or entertaining. There was the press conference, and he was asked about an aeroplane that was running over their field where they're practicing the Netherlands national team, and he said, "Yeah, I heard that plan." Oh, that was weird. And then he was saying, just to make sure that I have 4-3-3 so it can spread, but I'm playing 5-3-2. But he already said in the press conference. I thought that was That was funny. I mean, what was he thinking? Anyway, he played 5-3-2 anyway, and it was kind of an open secret. He likes that system, and they started fairly well. Dutch team played very well, but there was a feeling always that with this team, there's nervousness on the defense, and especially as you mentioned, if there is a white ball coming in, and if there is a pacey striker or something, or someone coming inside from that flank area, there's the vulnerability of this Dutch team, especially when they're defending. And
Actually, they seemed really vulnerable against the dead balls and long crosses, which I wasn't actually expected. But Ukrainian team, they actually exploited those things. Also, like they missed few chances,
yes.
they could have actually go wide because they were like the distribution of Ukrainian team is like really vertical in the defensive way. When they didn't have any positions, like they were like really like stuck into the middle zone,
Yeah.
like four players picking up by
Just
four
jammed in
players,
there.
and
Yeah.
it was like in front of the box. So like there were some empty pockets around the boxes, which they could have actually exploited, and to they could have actually scored three, four,
Around the
five more
half line.
goals. Yeah, around the half line, also like around the D box. Like
Yeah.
there were some like the wing backs, and they were asking there were some situations like they were asking for balls, and someone was like try to like how can I say try his luck out from the distance and got caught up with a defender or stuff like this. It happened there. Like it could be actually exploited, and they could have actually. It was more like. How can I say, like it wasn't the Dustin we used to see,
No.
like
They
it's not,
it's surprising
but
how
it
in the
also
same
not the
game.
ugly
No,
Dustin
it's
from
not.
2000.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
no. It's in
it's
the same
something
team.
is missing there.
Definitely. It's surprising in the same game you can be so good and you can be so bad at the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
span of like 2-3 minutes. Like when you're seeing their development of the passing, and the Frankie De Jong getting the ball up, and when Alden kind of just spreading the balls
Yeah,
around.
like in some attacks, he was just only the guy was actually defending in front of the defense line.
Yeah, and also I was a little bit of surprise because I see a lot of Luke De Jong in Sevilla. I think he's underutilized in this setup of Dutch national team. I mean, a lot of things is depending on Memphis Depay how he kind of plays, but I always think Luke De Jong can be very good, you know, um, option, especially from if there is any kind of crosses coming in. He's actually quite good on those. But again, I think it's different manager, different gameplay. With 5-3-2, I don't know. We're going to see a lot of Luke De Jong because
But it's not the typical 5-3-2. Like
no. I totally get it.
DP was like carrying the ball like to the defense, and it wasn't actually like also like it wasn't that productive actually at all, like for other players, and also like some players weren't involved at some point. You can actually like if you don't have like solid philosophy or something like this, you can actually go with some basic strategies like throwing the numbers,
Yeah.
like numbers in the
Push the
opponent
team a
side.
little bit
Yeah.
back so you can have the
Yes.
space, and both
Yes.
players
Exactly.
like De Jong and the others can there's quite a bit of runner in that team. De Roon is a
Yeah.
very very good runner. He can be box to box. Wijnaldum can be still box to box.
Both of their wingbacks can go
Yeah.
like ups and
Dumfries,
downs all the
I
time.
was actually very impressed with Dumfries today.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Zinchenko would be kicking himself for that third goal. They let him in. I think he underestimated the header there, and he didn't cover properly. And the keeper too. He didn't really cover that ball. He could have saved that.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
saved one or two good chances, but they don't feel really bad after 2-0. They came back 2-2, and then it went back to 3-2, and the Netherlands just won. So yeah, there is some tasty fixtures are coming. That is, and we'll be definitely seeing some of the very best of the Euros. Some people say that in the group stage you need one or two of those sort of games that today happened with Netherlands and Ukraine to feel that there is a tournament. And I think that's. I remember. I think it was in 2008, Netherlands versus Italy was that kind of game. That
Yeah.
just raised that bar a little bit higher. And yeah, good to see Netherlands back in a major tournament. But it is surprising in the same game they can be so good, still so bad. I think we're going to. Is there anything else to add for Euros or any particular game in this week you're looking forward?
I don't think I don't recall much. I think we covered all three games, four
Yeah.
games actually. So I think we can move on now.
Okay. We'll take a short break and we'll be coming back with some South American and other football and stuff.